Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. I'm going to do a Gemini reading today. All my gems. I love it. Thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes. I really appreciate you. This is just me. Stepping into my authenticity and giving back to the collective where I feel like I can. And we're going to see what the universe has for Gemini today. Masculine, feminine, yin, yang. All of it coming together in one. What does the universe want Gemini to know today? I'm using the Mystical Moments Tarot because it really speaks to my Gemini moon. So, what does the universe want Gemini to know for their lovely week ahead? Oh, got the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords. Okay. I get this distinct feeling this reading's going to end with some kicking of the ass and the taking of the names. Who is... Get this wrath. So we got the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Swords. All right, Gem. I mean, being the Scorpio stellium that I am, and I'm like, okay, you give me a call. You let me know. I'll bring the shovel. Dang, okay. Got the Nine of Cups. All right, Gem. What's going on, man? Is this it? All right. They're telling me this is Nine of Cups. Dang, Pisces just had the Six of Cups in reverse and the Lovers in reverse. Well, that'll do it. Top one, the Star, but it's bringing you to... After it's done bringing you to your knees and beating your head against a brick wall is what I'm getting from this, even though those are pointy things. I feel like in the past you were like, just, oh man, Gem. Do you have that conversation? If it is this bad, if it is this bad, it's not for you, my love. It's not for you. If it's this bad, it's not for you. Okay. If it's this bad at this particular point in time, it's probably not for anybody. Okay? Oh, darling. Okay. So... Six of Cups and Lovers reversed underneath these cards. So this is you reflecting on the past, right? And it's either bringing up old wounds in your heart space, because this is a rose, like a climbing rose bush. There are climbing roses, by the way. I have 2 of them. They're freaking phenomenal. But this is a vine vines take a hot minute to grow. So they take years to like get to their full size. So this has been going on for a hot minute. Okay. So understanding that like your reflection is probably taking a while, because this feels like it's been here for a hot minute. A hot couple years, maybe even a decade. Okay. Close to a decade. 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords. And the Lovers in reverse. So this was something that you gave your all to, and it's not coming. It's not bringing anything to you. And it's taking you away from who you really are. Right? I think maybe you're looking back and going, okay, who was I before all this? Can I go back that far? Can I remember who I was before this happened? And the answer is abso-freaking-lutely you can get that back. Abso-freaking-lutely. Emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, and remembering your dream spaces. How it feels to be in that yin energy and bring it out and Put some yang on there and bring it forth to the universe. You're starting to remember that. You're starting to feel that and embody it. If you're not right now, you will start to feel that once this lunar eclipse energy kind of spaces itself out for you a little bit. Okay, you just need a little bit more time to step into this energy. But you're going to get there, Gem Gem. You're going to get there. And yeah, I can understand how this situation is definitely hurting like a bee. So what does it mean? Right? What does it mean when you put your time and energy and all that good stuff, resources, into something that just refuses to come to fruition? Okay. What is it trying to teach us? What do we need to learn from this? How can we move forward with this? I'm sure there's probably over a dozen lessons that this particular situation had to teach you, had to bring into your life so you could understand life at a deeper level. And I don't want you to think that this was like in vain. We all have our own lessons, right? We all come here for different reasons, different purposes, and this is an ecosystem, right? And what I'm getting here is that you're starting to conceive of the notion that if it is doing this to you in any way, shape, or form, that you need to step back into this energy and remember who you are, and then operate from that point of existence rather than, oh geez, as I'm holding the 5 of Cups up, rather than this energy, or the 5 of Swords, I'm sorry. Okay. So when we're dealing with this, right, and we're trying to figure out what this was supposed to bring to our lives, what purpose did it hold, it can be really difficult to see those lessons when we are in so much pain and disarray, right? So hold space, and try to remember back to happier times. Try to remember what that looked like, what that felt like. Okay, this is the perfect time of year to do that. The sun just decided to come out, Gem Gem, just for you. So remembering what it felt like in the sunlight, right? When you were little, how warm it felt on your face, how beautiful it was just to be in that moment. What were you doing? What were you thinking? Who was around you? What meant the most to you in those moments? Okay, Gem Gem? So looking back is not a bad thing. It can also bring some good things and remind you who you are, the essence of your being. Okay? Not tied to any one thing. Not tied to this idea, this narrative, right? Because it's not bringing you anything positive. Okay? So a lot of times we have a societal structure, a familial structure, a communal structure, a religious structure, whatever it may be for you, that says you need to do it this way and you need to do it that way and you need to follow this protocol and this, that, and the other thing. And that's not, this one size fits all thing is not true, okay? It's just not. It's not true. You can't take a giant brush and paint the entire globe with it and then not come up with Swiss cheese, right? So the paint's not sticking with that big broad brush. In true Gemini style, it's not sticking. Okay, so we need to remember who we are. We need to remember our feist nature. And most importantly, we need to honor our duality, right? We need to see our feisty nature and we need to see our divine nature, our primitive and divine selves, right? Because ultimately that exists in everybody. They just might be in a little bit more denial than Gemini is, okay? So understanding that we make up different parts of a whole life, right? We have social needs, we have financial needs, we have mental needs, we have emotional needs, we have spiritual needs, right? All these different levels of being are just, being like you have to compile it all in these little teeny tiny itty bitty boxes, and then that's the only modality that's allowing for anybody's existence, and that's not making room for growth and expansion, evolution, and coming to an understanding of what it means to be in this dimension in a human form. Okay. We are spirit in human form. We just figured out that reality is not real, or the universe locally is not real. Three people just won some sort of award for that, Nobel Peace Prize. Because dun, 2 different people, even though they were being fed the same information, got totally different outcomes, totally different perceptions on things. How much are we going to waste all that stupid... Okay, no kidding. Really? Reality is subjective. Who would have thunk? Okay? What's right for my neighbor is not going to be the same thing that's right for me. I'm not going to view the news broadcast the same as the people down the street. Okay. Nobel Peace Prize that shit away. Okay. So, and I'm sure there's going to be somebody who's going to make it way more complicated than it needs to be, but that's the gist of it. We all perceive things differently. Therefore, we all live in different realities. Therefore, we all have a different view of things. The point is to not take it personally when somebody comes to you and says, well, you might be thinking that, but I disagree because this is my point of view. This is my perspective. And why I'm doing this, I have no idea. I'm trying to get through to you, Jim. But what I'm saying is like you're trying to fit this reality of somebody else's whatever construct is pushing down on you right now. You're trying to fit and mold into this, and it's causing you so much pain and discomfort and stress and anxiety because this isn't yours. It's not yours. It's not meant for you if it's going to do this to you. So you're trying to remember what it was like. You're trying to find the access points, if you will, from your past. The little strings attached to the balloons of joy, right? The little tiny things that lifted your spirit, that lifted you up and made you feel lighter and freer. Go find them. They're there, okay? And don't let anybody stand in your way. It's not worth it, okay? As you got some good stuff coming in, okay? You're going to remember. And then you're going to grow some wings and get a little magic wand and maybe do some traveling, okay? And it might have something to do with spiritual. Maybe take a spiritual retreat. That's what I'm getting here. I mean, you don't need to do it all the way over here. But I'm getting something needs to be held in a sacred space here. And maybe that's just your heart and your mind and your soul and your body and whatever else needs a sacred space to stay and heal. Okay? Whatever that looks like for you. Okay? For some people, that's getting into like knowledge and wisdom, books, researching, understanding different perspectives. So when we have a modality for living, it's difficult to get out of that, right? And step into this space. Can I get the universe to like expand a little bit on how we're going to bridge this gap? How we're going to get Jum out of their pain and misery and into their heart space and their dream space. So Dream Time by the Pines is happening right now. It's a very beautiful, it's more of a speaking song, But it's a Native American who is talking about like the old ways and their sacred practices of dream time and that DMT. Hello, science meets spirituality. Dun dun dun. Here we are again. How that comes about and what it means on a deep spiritual level. So maybe I'll link that below in the description. Oops. Okay. Yeah. So you still think you're still stuck in this place of like, it hurts and I feel stuck. Okay. That's okay. How can we get Gem out of hurt and stuck space? So when we're feeling like emotionally volatile, we can do a few different things to get us out of that space so we feel less stuck in the emotion itself, which is to first and foremost is take 10 deep breaths. That'll get you more in your mental energy and out of a state of panic. So 10 deep, like down below your belly button should be expanding when you breathe. Okay? So put your hand right below your belly button. Breathe all the way in. Let it all the way out, okay? And you should feel your stomach expand and contract. Expand and contract 10 times. Get back in your headspace, Gem. You're good at that, okay? Okay, that'll upright you a little bit when it comes to being so tossed about in your emotional space, okay? That will bring you back down to earth. Then you can ask yourself a few things. What are 5 things I can see? 4 things I can touch? 3 things I can hear? 2 things I can smell? And 1 thing I can taste. Okay? I'll put that in the description below too. That's going to get you back into your body. Okay, that's going to get you back into your yin space where you can feel the sensation and what's going on. And then you can start asking yourself questions like, why am I doing this right now? What is happening? What do I need to do to self-advocate in a healthy way right now? Because that's something that apparently, yeah, you're going to bring this to completion. You need to close out this cycle. You're just going to close it. That's how Gem works. They just make up their mind and boom, it's done. So sitting in that space of uncomfortable and asking yourself the important questions, and however it feels most comfortable for you. If you light a candle and need to focus on the candle just to bring yourself into some mental clarity, cool. If you need to get in the mirror and do some animus or animal work, ask yourself those important questions. Why am I feeling this way right now? When's the last time this happened? When's the first time this happened? Excuse me, sorry. I just nibbled down lunch. I could keep going. So understanding how that anima works, like why, how, what, when, where, and get down to the real deep deets, of maybe a childhood you need to reflect upon. Some sort of pattern was set up for you in childhood that needs to now be released and let go of, maybe possibly around romance. Beasky, it is time to lay down, Muk. So, but I feel like somewhere in this space right here, there's going to be some sort of remembrance of who you are and your purpose here. Oftentimes we know this when we're children instinctively, and, just certain constructs are put in our way, and the society says, nope, you shall not pass. We don't have that job available anymore. So you got the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Death, the Queen of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so quite possibly somebody here, somebody in your environment you could be dependent on them for some sort of value. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, you guys, whatever it is you value. So maybe it's emotional support. Maybe it's, they bring you food, or maybe it's somebody who's throwing Thanksgiving dinner. right? Maybe, I don't know. Somebody who brings value to your life, you're not accepting it. There's the death card here. So something needs to pass away and be reborn. Now, it upsets me when people don't put the other side of death. Because you can't have death without rebirth. You can't. I love you. I love you. You can't have death without rebirth. It is a whole entire cyclic process. And you cannot have one without the other. Okay? You just can't. So, oh, did Sophie get out? What a little turtle. So, yeah, you're gonna put your sword down for that. So you got your Knight of Swords up here, coming to cut the Pentacles out. Death happens. Queen of Swords. Resentment. But you're using the fire to equal out the... There's Pentacles and Swords both here. So maybe this person gets pissed, and then you're like, yep, I'm going to eat. Now my Pentacles have come back. Oh my gosh, that's what's happening. Wow, this is weird. I've never had that before. This is like as above, so below, but the roles, you like literally switch the roles, because this feels like your energy. This feels like the energy you're saying no to bridge this, whatever gap this is. Somebody held value, which no longer, and you're like, nope, bye, you need to leave. Death of the situation at hand doesn't mean actual death. And you're going to rebirth, and they're going to be immature and resentful about it, but you're going to be like, but I'm good in my values now. I'm back in my value system. Wow, that's cool reading. So I'm going to show you this because it's like freaking wicked cool. Wow. Okay. Fine. Yod. I have no idea what you could possibly want from me right now, boo. Okay. So there's what you started off with. Knight, death, Queen, and 6 of Pentacles. Are you worried about the kitten? The kittens are here. They're both here. We're good. Shh, it's just the wind, boo. Okay. So, Gemini, I think you got this. I'm not even gonna. Like, how do I read the rest of this? Because, like, you just cut Master Flex today. And then you did the whole, like, flipped it. You flipped the script. Okay. Somebody commented that Gemini mirrors to them exactly what's in front of them. That's exactly what you did here. You came in with your cut, right? And turned down they're coming in with the Pentacles. Put death on it, that black mirror, or the mirroring. That's death and rebirth. You have to have one on one side and the other, like, right? Oh, so this is basically what's happening here. This is the infinity symbol. Now, they've had the sword. They're angry and resentful, but you're, like, standing good in your Pentacles anyway. You're balanced. Ooh, Jam. You freaking rock stars. Okay. What else I feel like I'm going to whip out my homemade deck for this one. Let's give Jam some yum advice on getting back to their dreams, their goals, and their 9 of Cups. Ooh, maybe. Okay, so animals can heal with frequency, energy, and vibration. Do you have favorites? Look up the meaning. Look around you. What kinds of critters are coming into your current view? So yeah, if you have pets at home, try to connect with them in a heart space, right? And if you have a particular animal that you love and you've always loved them, or maybe you loved a particular animal in childhood, right? Maybe you had a particular stuffed animal that was your favorite, right? Look up the meaning of that animal and see what kind of medicine, frequency, energy, and vibration it can bring you. That doesn't mean, like, if your tiger's your favorite animal, it doesn't mean you got to go, like, visit a zoo or anything. You can just look at a picture. You can even purchase, like, a framed picture and put it up on your wall or someplace that you can see it and meditate on it, right? Bring in that frequency, energy, vibration into your life. And embody that, Maybe you need to get in the coog mode, right? Maybe you need this, okay? Even though this is what's coming at you making offers, right? Can be intimidating. All right, Jem. What else? Ooh. Okay, what else? I always have more than enough. I am valued and know my own worth. Life brings many blessings and gifts. Jem. Okay. I'm free of the need for anything except love. I know and trust I am provided for, and I am grounded in sunlight. Okay. Ask yourself if or what belief is holding you back and rewrite. Move forward with joy and freedom and gratitude. Okay. So yeah, something, I kind of hinted to that earlier. Something is holding you back here, and you just need to reassess. You don't need to judge yourself. You don't need to feel guilty about it. You don't need to get down on yourself. And you don't need to feel bad for telling other people, look, this is making me miserable. I have to start looking out for my own best interest here, because clearly nobody else is in this current situation. Now, I'm not saying permanently ever, but once you start to self-advocate, you will start to collect people who will also assist you in that, right? Energy. And you're going to find that they're also self-advocating in a genuine, authentic manner, not some of this like, yeah, we just got to be real. We got to keep it real. Like, I'm all for the love and light. I'm all for the love of and light. But we need to honor these spaces when we're hurting. Okay? So sometimes love and light is not the only answer. Sometimes we need to dig deep into those wounds and understand what is really holding us back. Because if we don't get to the bottom of it, Jem, we're not going to be able to move forward in a healthy way, right? So the public flogging thing, right? It's not good for us. It hurts. It's not nice. What have you. And I think you've learned that emotional lesson here, but it's still triggering for you. And it still makes you feel stuck. So I think that last one of rewrite your own story. So navigate away from those stories that people have told you, or those expectations that people have overburdened you with or bludgeoned you with, right? Whatever storyline that you're going to erase, make sure you come into your heart space and your dream space, okay? And bring that authenticity of who you really are to the forefront. And don't let anything else get in the way. Okay? I'm going to grab an oracle deck quick. But yeah, you definitely in the space where you can rewrite your energy. You just need to be honest and kind of maybe do a little bit of hermit, right? Get away from outside sources that are pricking you and, you know, giving you way too many stressors to think about. You need to get back to who you are, where you start to feel there's growth and life within you, coming from within your own emotional waters. Okay? And once you're done going into that little cave and rewriting your own story, rather than having anybody else inflicting theirs upon you, you can start to reemerge. Okay? And it's gonna hurt. It's okay. See, everybody's like, this is emotional immaturity and this is blah, 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 blah. Well, no kidding. No freaking kidding. No freaking kidding. Really? It hurts like a bee? Really? And you're going to shame me for that? Absolutely not. It's just going to make you feel stuck. And so you need just to unstick yourself. You don't need to feel shame and guilt around it. Okay? Please, Jem. You're under enough. Don't be your worst enemy in this and start putting your own pins in, okay? Try to relieve some of that stress, okay? I'm definitely getting like a meditation, maybe like just a few days or a day at least, just by yourself. No news channels, maybe a few of your favorite movies that are not weird, lovey-dovey, oddball stuff, right? Some sort of fairy tale that's gonna, hurt your heart even more. Get into some comedy, get into some music, some healthy, uplifting music. And, maybe get into the angry stuff, right? But we're not allowed to be angry. The hell you're not. The hell you're not. I'm so sick of people like that. You can't show your emotions, so they're not good for you, or whatever. Okay. You go ahead and, work on building your internal diseases. I'm going to work through my shit. So when I'm 95, I'm still kicking ass. Rather than hunched over in a wheelchair going, really wish I would have dealt with some fucking emotions instead of suppressing them. I love you. There's my Gemini moon for you. All right, let's get a dragoon in here. Let's get some dragoon. Breathe some fire into this read. Come on, dragoons. Woo! There it is. Effort. Conquering your demons. Gem. Lucky number 7. Okay. Conquering your demons. They thought they had you conquered. They were wrong. Okay. They said you had it coming. Also wrong. Each one of your adversaries fell by your own hand as you rose up and wielded a mighty sword. Go forth into battle and lay waste to those who would keep you from your purpose. Demons be damned. Take action. Right all wrongs and find your power. When the going gets tough, shoot a fireball and watch it all burn. It is time to work hard and play harder. All the energy you invest in your endeavors will be returned to you. Get going. Make the effort. You'll be victorious. Power up. Get moving. If you want something, you want to break free, now is the time to start your climb as you defeat all opponents and overcome obstacles. Stay focused and keep working hard, putting it in right effort. And the constellation is Perseus. Gem, rock that shit. Have a good week. Love you.